Every living thing on Earth has one mission: survive. And that is your mission for this episode. Some creatures run, some fly, some hide. But today, nature has taken away the one thing every living creature depends on: water. No rivers, no lakes, no rain, no rescue. Just endless heat. If you were dropped into this world, how long would you last? A day? 3 days? A week? Nature has been trying to answer that question for hundreds of millions of years. And the solutions it discovered are stranger than fiction. Welcome to the Survival Code. Here's the mission number 1. Imagine opening your eyes. The sun is already above the horizon. By noon, the ground beneath your feet is hot enough to burn your skin. There are no clouds, no streams, not even a puddle. Your body immediately starts losing water. Every breath carries moisture away. Every drop of sweat makes survival a little harder. Lose just 2% of your body's water, and your brain begins to slow. At 5%, exhaustion takes over. At 10%, you're entering deadly territory. Water isn't just something you drink, it's inside every cell. It cools your body, moves nutrients, removes waste. Without it, nothing works. So here's today's mission: not to find water, but to survive without it. Think about it. If you had 1 million years to adapt, what would you change? Would you carry water with you? Stop sweating? Sleep all day? Become smaller? Nature explored every one of those possibilities. Some worked, some didn't. Pause to discuss nature solutions. Here, 4 solutions stand above the rest. And the first one is probably the most misunderstood survivor on Earth. Solution 1. The camel. A camel isn't built to store only water. That's actually a myth. Those famous humps? They're filled with fat, not water. So why is fat useful? Because storing fat in one place keeps the rest of the body cooler. When food becomes scarce, that fat can be converted into energy and even produce a small amount of metabolic water. But that's only part of the story. The camel's real superpower isn't storing water. It's refusing to waste it. Most mammals begin sweating long before they're in real danger. Camels don't. Their body temperature is allowed to rise several degrees before sweating begins, conserving precious water. Their kidneys are incredibly efficient. Their intestines remove almost every possible drop of moisture from waste. Even their nostrils help recover water from every breath they exhale. It's less like carrying a giant water tank, and more like sealing every possible leak. Nature didn't solve the desert by giving camels more water. It solved it by teaching them to waste less. But every solution has a price. Allowing body temperature to climb would be dangerous for many other mammals. Carrying large fat reserves also requires energy. Nature doesn't build perfection. It builds trade-offs. But what if you're too small to carry reserves? Too tiny to wander for miles? Nature had another answer. Solution 2. The kangaroo rat. Imagine surviving your entire life without ever drinking water. Sounds impossible, right? Yet one tiny desert mammal has mastered exactly that. Meet the kangaroo rat. Unlike the camel, the kangaroo rat doesn't survive because it stores water. It survives because it creates it. Every seed it eats contains carbohydrates. As those nutrients are broken down, a remarkable chemical reaction releases tiny amounts of water. Scientists call it metabolic water. Instead of finding water, the kangaroo rat manufactures its own. It's like carrying a miniature water factory inside its body. But making water is only half the challenge. Keeping it is everything. Its kidneys are among the most efficient on Earth. They remove so much water from waste that its urine becomes incredibly concentrated. Its droppings are almost completely dry. Even its nose is engineered for survival. Cool passages inside the nasal cavity pull moisture back out of every breath before it escapes. It's recycling water, one breath at a time. The result? Many kangaroo rats live their entire lives without drinking a single drop. Nature solved the desert, not by finding water, but by making every molecule count. But mammals still have one huge advantage. They can move. Plants can't. So how does something rooted in place survive years without rain? Nature's next solution might be its smartest yet. Solution 3. The cactus. Imagine being trapped. No legs, no wings, no escape. The desert sun beats down every single day. Running isn't an option, so evolution changed the rules. Instead of chasing water, the cactus became a living reservoir. Its thick stem works like a giant expandable tank. When rain finally arrives, sometimes only once or twice a year, the cactus absorbs huge amounts of water in a matter of hours. Then, it waits, weeks, months, sometimes years. Every ridge expands like an accordion. Every layer stores precious water for the drought ahead. But storing water creates another problem. Water evaporates fast. So nature solved that too. Leaves became spines. Tiny pores called stomata stay closed during the day and open only at night, reducing water loss. The cactus even changed the way it performs photosynthesis, taking in carbon dioxide after sunset when temperatures are lower. The desert didn't reward speed, it rewarded patience. But even the cactus has limits. Eventually, every reservoir runs dry. So what happens when there isn't any water left at all? Nature's final solution seems almost impossible. Because it doesn't survive the drought, it almost stops being alive. Solution 4. The resurrection plant. Imagine watching yourself dry out completely. Your leaves curl inward, your cells shrink, your color fades. Eventually, you look dead. Not dying, dead. If you walked past one, you'd never imagine it could recover. But that's exactly what the resurrection plant is built to do. When drought becomes too severe, it shuts almost everything down. Its metabolism slows to nearly nothing. Growth stops. Photosynthesis stops. Life waits. Days pass. Weeks. Sometimes months. Then, rain. Within hours, its leaves begin to uncurl. Cells fill with water. Color returns. Within days, the plant is alive again. Scientists call this desiccation tolerance. Few complex organisms can survive losing nearly all the water inside their tissues. Yet this plant does it over and over again. It doesn't outrun the desert, it outlasts it. 4 completely different forms of life. A camel, a tiny rodent, a cactus, a plant that appears dead. None of them solved the same problem, the same way. One reduced waste, one manufactured water, one stored it, one simply learned to wait. Different blueprints, one mission: survive. Now the human effects. For thousands of years, humans believed we were inventing solutions. But the more we studied nature, the more we realized something humbling. Nature had already solved many of them, millions of years before we ever existed. The camel teaches us that survival isn't always about finding more resources. Sometimes, it's about wasting less. Engineers designing spacecraft think the same way, recycling water because every drop matters. The cactus teaches another lesson: don't fight your environment, work with it. Architects now study desert plants to design buildings that stay cooler while using less energy. The resurrection plant has inspired research into better ways to preserve vaccines, seeds, blood products, and even donated organs. And the kangaroo rat reminds us that efficiency often beats abundance. Nature doesn't build the biggest. It doesn't build the strongest. It builds what works. No single strategy wins. Each solved the same mission, in a completely different way. That's the genius of life. Today's mission wasn't really about desert, or camels, or plants. It was about a simple truth. Life doesn't survive because it gets lucky. Life survives because every generation solves one more problem. One small improvement, one better design, repeated for millions of years. Every feather, every spine, every root, every heartbeat is another line of the survival code. But water isn't the only thing life can lose. Imagine a world where stopping means dying. No rest, no pause, no second chances. Could anything survive that? Nature already found the answer, and it's more incredible than you might imagine. Mission 2: survive without ever stopping. Nature doesn't leave clues, it leaves solutions. And today, we've decoded another piece of the survival code. Join us for the next mission and subscribe to the channel.